Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA, and today's a real user review. We're going to be taking a look at the iHood heated jacket. Now, iHood did send me this jacket for free, but all the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I did not share this content with iHood prior to publication. They will see this when you do. Now, you may have seen my unboxing video or my review on the iHood heated vest. So now we have the iHood heated jacket. And we're going to go ahead and start by showing you how the jacket works. Now, there are 4 buttons on the switch, 3 of which control the zones of the heating, and you can kind of see there are little tiny icons on the heating buttons that actually show you which zone each of them controls, but they're really hard to see. But nonetheless, each of these buttons operates the same. So if we press and hold, we will turn on first. The far left will be the front of the jacket. Then we can press and hold the top button. That will turn on the back of the jacket. Then we'll press and hold and turn on the neck. So now we have all 3 zones on. And what the 4th button does is simply, it turns the light off. It is still on, it's still heating the jacket. If I press it again, you can see we are still in red. Now, also, when you first turn it on, it will default to red, which is high. So then if we do a quick press and hold, we will turn it to white, turn it to white, turn it to white. And now we are in medium setting. And then if we press and hold again, we will go to blue, which is low. So now we're in low. And then if we want to cycle back to high, we simply press one more time and we will go back to red. Or if we press too long, we will turn it off. And then we will cycle back to red. And now all zones are in high again. And each of these operate independently. I can turn off the neck if I want to just have the front and back on, or if I'm carrying a backpack and I don't want to have the back on because I don't want to overheat, I can simply turn the back and neck off and just have the front of the jacket heating. And again, I can turn that off and it just turns the light off. If I press it again, you can see I only have the front zone on. Now, this jacket is supposed to be waterproof, windproof, and snowproof. Now, the red, which is the high, operates from about 149 to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. The white, which is medium, is 131 to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. And the blue, which is low, is 122 to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, based on the manufacturer specs, you will get roughly 7 hours of heat on low, 5 hours of heat on medium, and 3 hours of heat on high. And in my real user experience, you will get nowhere near any of those times, even if you're just using the jacket on low. So we're gonna start by cutting to Jeff in the field, who was actually testing the jacket.
Okay, so that's reading 48% battery. It was at 50, but it was pitch black. So by the time we hit the light again, for me to actually be able to focus on it, it dropped to 2%. Now, I do only have it on low, and I've only been outside for a couple of minutes. Now, please note, I charged that 2 days ago. I did not use it yesterday because it was like, I don't know, maybe 45 degrees this morning, or yesterday morning, went for a walk. So I didn't need to use the heated portion of the jacket. I was just wearing it as a jacket and I was completely fine. So it sat for 2 days and lost 50% of its charge. And this is the brand new power bank. This is the one that came with the jacket. I wasn't reusing the one that came with the vest, so it was a brand new power bank, and it lost 50% of its power in 2 days. And I walked 2 blocks on low power and I lost another 2% of the battery. So we are about 75% through our walk. I just checked our battery. We're down to 36% from 50 when we started. I did turn the indicator light off, but the jacket is still on. So I'm trying to conserve some battery. Duke is pulling because he saw something in the darkness, which is why I can't really show you the battery clip right now. But yeah, we still have another half a mile to walk to get home, and I've already lost 14% of the battery since I started with it on low the entire time. The last time we lost about 25% on almost the same walk, but we did cycle high for about half it and low. This time I've kept it on low the entire time, so I'm probably obviously using less power, but we did lose 50%, and I guess it wasn't 2 nights, it was actually just 1 night. It's Saturday morning. I charged it overnight Thursday for yesterday, Friday. I took it off the charger Friday morning, but I didn't use the heat because it was warmer in the morning than I anticipated, so I just wore the jacket, and I was fine. But today I'm using heat on low, so actually it was like 24 hours almost exactly, maybe 24 and a half hours, because I usually leave at 5 and I left at 5:30 today because it's the weekend, so I slept in. And So 24 and a half hours off the charger, we lost 50% of the charge just sitting, not even using the battery. There you have it, 31% battery we just got back. Now we walked for 33 minutes, got about a mile and a half, and I can see Pickles over my shoulder, our 12-foot skeleton. He's eyeballing me. So we walked for about a mile and a half for 33 minutes. There's Duke on the other side, and we lost 19% battery. We had it on, low the entire time with the battery indicator mostly off, and we still lost 19% battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say, don't buy this jacket. It's certainly not worth your money.
Now this is a dual use battery charger. This is a battery bank. You can charge your electronic devices as well as power the jacket. But I would not recommend trying to use this to power any device other than your jacket if you're trying to use it to stay warm, because the battery life is not good at all. If I lost 50% of my charge in 24 and a half hours of not using it, there's no way that I would charge my phone if I also wanted to keep power to keep the jacket, for the jacket to keep me warm. If I lost 50% of my power just unplugging it and having it sit inside the jacket, not even being used, that is a bit ridiculous. And to compare, I used 33 minutes all on low in the jacket with all zones on. I used 19% of the battery, and 34 minutes of the vest with all 3 zones on, splitting medium and high with almost the same walk. I used 25% of the battery. So I didn't lose nearly as much of the battery power with it laying idle as I did with the vest. I did not lose nearly as much of the battery power with the vest laying idle as I did with the battery for the jacket laying idle. And these are the 2 separate ones. I used the one that came with the jacket for the jacket, the one that came with the vest for the vest. So this is a brand new battery that was never used, and it still dropped 50% of power in 24 and a half hours of non-use. So I did not think that I think they said like 4.5 hours or something on high with the vest with all zones on. I got for 34 minutes, 24%. So if I would use my 25% battery for roughly say 30 minutes of use, that would give me like 2 hours of battery time in the vest at splitting high and low. And if I used roughly 20% in the same 30 minutes, I would get roughly 2.5 hours of the jacket on low if I had a full 100% battery. So the battery life of the iHood, it's not good at all. I would not use this and depend upon this to keep me warm all day long. I don't think this would honestly last me, if I was cold, I don't think this battery would last me more than an hour. Now, that is not the only negative I have with this jacket. There are a lot of pockets, like a lot of pockets on this jacket. We have our 2 belly pockets for our hands. We have these 2 very awkward chest pockets. Then we have 2 pockets on each sleeve. Then internally, I left the cord dangling so you can see the inside left is the pocket that has the cord for the battery. Then there's a same pocket on the inside right that you can use, same dimensions and everything. Then we have inside right chest pocket, inside left chest pocket, and then we do have one cool feature that I must remove the jacket to show you, and that is we do have this like zipper, kind of like a back gaiter, if you will. So if it is windy, you can pull this loose, and then you have this extra flap that will come down and kind of give you some extra protection over your lower back. And what that's for is if you're out actually doing something, bending over, it will give you a little bit extra material to cover the small of your back, so when you bend over, you're not opening up that gap between your waistline and the jacket as it rises and getting a gust of wind up there. That is the difference between a coat and a jacket. A jacket is waist length, a coat is usually 3/4. Think where your hands will land on the sides of your hips, that is usually coat length. So jacket would be waist. So that extra flap, if I bend over, it would kind of give me this extra material to cover the small of my back so a gust of wind wouldn't come up there. And that's actually a pretty nice feature to have. But all of these pockets, they're not exactly useful, functional, or make the jacket more comfortable. And we're gonna start with these 2 zippers on each of the arms. And right here, it kind of just makes the arms bulky I don't like the way it feels when I try to bend my arms. I can feel the bottom of the zippers on each side. It kind of just bunches it up. I can feel it makes it stiff and rigid. And I will personally never use these pockets for anything. The only time I can honestly remember ever using a pocket on the sleeve of a jacket would have been an upper left that I would have put some lip balm in when I used to snowboard all the time. And even then, that was an old ski jacket, which was designed very nicely, and the zipper was not this long. It was a much smaller zipper, so it didn't interfere with the bending of the arm. So these upper zippers, they're completely useless because I'm not gonna put anything in there, and being water guard zippers, that they're just stiff and rigid, and I can feel them when I bend my arms, and it makes wearing the jacket just uncomfortable. And then the lower ones, that's just gonna get in the way. That's just gonna create more bulk in my forearms that I don't want, and it's gonna make the jacket uncomfortable. And I know that from past jackets, that if I try to put anything down there, I just don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it looks when there's like a bulge in there. It's just completely useless, and it's just there to say that there's all of these extra pockets on the jacket, and they don't actually do anything. And the next pockets we're gonna talk about are these chest pockets. Now, they are awkward. Like, you have to come up and in to get into them, and this, I'm looking at myself in the camera. This does not, it's not a flattering motion, nor is this a motion, nor is this like a comfortable motion. I don't like the way these access like this. I don't understand why they didn't just put the zipper on the chest like a normal jacket would be. I can easily access them. Like, there's still pockets on the inside, so it's not like they're still occupying the same space. They just put the zippers on opposite sides, and it's not like the zippers are gonna get in the way of each other outside, inside. So I don't understand why they opted to put the zippers over here. It's just very awkward. It doesn't feel super comfortable. I mean, like, it's not a difficult task, but it's definitely an awkward task that I don't like doing this motion. It just feels weird. It's not a natural motion for me to access my pockets. I don't like it. And then thirdly, we're gonna talk about just the overall comfortability of this jacket. It's just overall, it's not very comfortable. And I think I even said that in my initial unboxing video when I first put it on. Now, I can feel, just putting it on, I can feel these zippers. These are aqua guard zippers, or at least water guard zippers. I can feel them. They make the sleeves feel a little bit stiff. So I'm not a fan of that right off the bat, because once I layer under this a little bit, I'm definitely going to feel kind of stiff. I don't like those zippers at all. With all the extra pockets, it's stiff, it's rigid. I don't really like it. Now, one other thing, this is probably a personal preference, but this branding on the hood here, it's a bit much, it's a bit excessive. Now, the hood is removable, so I will probably remove the hood and not wear it, because I have been wearing this with like a sweatshirt, and I usually just use my sweatshirt hood, because this hood itself, it's really big, and I don't like the way this kind of fits. Like, it just looks, even when I cinch it down, like it wasn't comfortable. Even testing it, I didn't like the way it fit on my head. Now, let's get into price. When I first got this, the unboxing, they were selling this for $189. I would tell you $189 is way too much money for this jacket. Currently, the regular price is $149.99 on Amazon. And right now, it's like the second week in November, so Black Friday sales are going on. So it is on sale a little bit cheaper right now for less than $150, still more than $100. And you might be able to catch that probably through December. I'm sure Amazon always has things going up and down on sale. Maybe if you want to do it, like drop it in your honey list and maybe put it in your drop list for honey. You'll get an alert if the price goes down lower. But the price is fluctuating, but even at $150 for this jacket, I'm gonna say it's definitely not worth it. I'm not happy with this jacket. I don't like the fit. I don't like the feel. The only thing I really like is the way that it functions. I like that this 4-button switch allows me to turn each zone on independently. So if I were to wear this jacket with a backpack, I wouldn't be able to turn the back panel off, because, you know, the bag on my back, walking, moving, if I was wearing this hiking, I'm gonna create some more body heat, so I wouldn't want the back to be heated while I have a backpack on. That would make me way, way too sweaty. So I like the fact that I can change the zones independently. I can not only turn them on and off, I can actually independently change the temperature for each zone. So if I wanted to wear with my neck on, but not my back, and I needed the neck to be, on low because I'm wearing that backpack, but it was really windy and I wanted my front to be on high, I could put my front on high, my back completely off, and my neck on low and feel pretty comfortable and adjust as I need it. So I like the fact that this is 3 zones and each zone also operates independently with the temperature settings. So I do like that, but overall, the battery life, I mean, if I were to take this on like an hour hike, I'd be okay, but I don't think I would, I definitely wouldn't trust this on like an overnight hike or even doing some winter camping to keep me warm while I'm sitting by the fire, because it's gonna die after, 2.5 hours of me sitting there even with it on low. So, I mean, I don't know about you, but sitting in front of a fireplace or a fire in the winter outside, if you've ever done some winter camping, the fire's gonna throw off some good heat, but as the fire dies down, the heat's gonna die down. And if I'm using this to kind of keep me warm while I'm just sitting out there talking with friends, enjoying the ambiance, this isn't gonna last me long enough to keep me warm while I'm out there. We're gonna have to have a bonfire, even though I have a heated jacket. So honestly, for $150, the iHood heated jacket, it's not worth your money. There are a lot of other options out there that you can go with. One that I would recommend if you're looking for something outdoorsy, try to find a North Face outlet, and you could probably pick up a North Face tri-climate jacket for, I've seen them for like $125 to $180. So that's still right in the price range. And normally full price, they are like $300 jackets, full price. But if you can find an outlet, or this time of the year, this is on sale, that's gonna be on sale as well. You could probably find yourself a North Face tri-climate jacket. It's not heated, but it's definitely more comfortable to wear, and you can layer yourself in that. And that's definitely, in my opinion, a much better option than the iHood would be. Something like a TNF tri-climate, you can snag one for same price range, and you don't actually have to worry about, recharging your jacket or losing your battery or having the heft or bulk of the battery, and you don't have to have all of these extra gimmicky pockets around. So that would be my recommendation if you're looking for a decent winter jacket. I've worn mine in plenty of different conditions. I've worn mine by the fire, and I've been fine in that by the fire. I've worn mine hiking. It's great. So I would recommend a TNF tri-climate over the iHood heated jacket, because it's definitely not worth your money. It's gimmicky, and I would just say go ahead and pass. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video. Good night.